Brighton take the knee. Tottenham standing in unity, particularly given the news surrounding Jess Naz and the abuse on social media. And away we go for what we hope will be as good on the grass as it looks on paper. Two clubs enjoying themselves right now and in good form at the business end of the Barclays Women's Super League table. Home win for Spurs. They go third, above unbeaten Manchester United and only behind second place City on goal difference. A Brighton win and they would overtake Tottenham and go fourth, just in behind the two Manchester clubs. Here is Naz. Too much on that for Spence.
Yeah, early signs of Tottenham and that attacking threat. Beth England just dropping in a different role with Tandberg as number 9, now linking up with Jess Naz, and that quality on the ball there from Naz just needs to be better. Drew Spence just hanging top of the box. Started well so far, Tottenham.
It's a lovely take from Nordam. Starting in for Frank Kirby, who's been unwell. Not feeling well enough in time to be a part of the matchday group today. Ollie Slaggers at left back will be a threat as well, because you got Kafaji ahead of her, but she will get forward loads, Ollie Slaggers. Underlapping, overlapping, dangerous player, and has scored a couple in recent weeks as well, even though she is theoretically a left back. That's her going forward there as well. Didn't quite run for Nordam. Not the most helpful pass there either, just allowed Kiko Seike a sniff of getting involved.
Yeah, I think one thing this Brighton team do very well is that pressing, giving the Tottenham defenders no time on the ball. Claire Hunt needs better there in her decision making. It's one thing for sure is Seike, Ajerman and Rosa Kafaji are going to be hot on the heels of this Tottenham defence.
Ryan Atkin in charge today. Brighton lost their first 3 away games at Spurs after the latter's promotion, but haven't lost any of the 3 since. It was a 1-0 Frank Kirby win here last season in March, where Tottenham were all over the place then in the worst kind of way, not scoring and barely gathering points. Holt's in good form. She was trying to burst through just there. Ajerman a little too close on the change there. Toko Koga, what have you made of her, the new Tottenham centre-half so far, Jenna?
Yeah, been fantastic. She signed early on in the summer transfer window, so got to spend the whole of pre-season with teammates, getting to know the club, getting to know the style of play and the culture in the country, which is important. But yeah, I don't think she's put her foot wrong, and she'll have a big task on her hand this afternoon against Ajerman. But as you see there, she's very front-footed, she's very aggressive as well in her defending. So yeah, really, really impressed. Top signing, and again, another player for the future for this Tottenham team.
Only 19, but starting already, which at centre-back is quite a feather in the cap. You might get plenty of 19-year-old wingers, but centre-half. Speaking of press, that was Drew Spence doing it.
It's going to be interesting today. Both teams are known for that high press and the aggressiveness that they have defending from the front. See it there, Tottenham just managing.
Big slip. And a big decision to make it, maybe, Ryan Atkin. Toko Koga, did she know what she was doing?
I mean, it's really unfortunate for Koga. I think she knows exactly what she's doing there. She slipped, Brighton were through, and I think she's just lunged on the ball to try and avoid the inevitable, which would have been a goal. I think she's injured herself in the process as well. Big call from the referee there.
Well, she might not have escaped without some pain here, but Ryan Atkin did not point to the spot. I know she's 19, but I think she's wise enough to know what she's doing here, Jenna. She might well have got away with one then, if not physically, then in terms of the match narrative.
Yeah, absolutely. And if she has, she's really taken one for the team there. But I thought the official had a really good view of that. But yeah, definitely slipped. Brighton were definitely through there, and she just lunged her body on the ball to stop the attack going further. Here you just see the slip happen there, and then almost crawls across the ground to get in between the player and the ball to stop that opportunity. Yeah, I think the referee, they've got that one wrong.
Elena Jankovic leading the protest. She thought she was in. Well, a long stoppage and a moment of controversy early on here.
Could have been the worst possible start for Tottenham. It's just singing Koga's praises there, but you know, it's unfortunate as a defender. These things happen to you, but she's recovered and she tried to affect the play. And you see Martin there having a little giggle. I think he might know that he's got away with one there.
Yes, what a great shot of the two coaches there. Dero Vidicic mimicking the movement, saying, how's that not a penalty? And Martin Hove with a sheepish grin that suggests he knows it probably should have been. What a difference a coach makes. Tottenham did not win once from January right through to the end of season. And under him, unbeaten pre-season. Great start in terms of results. They haven't been sparkling in terms of their play, but goodness me, you'll take that with the, you know, the points haul, Jenna. It's chalk and cheese from last year.
Absolutely, in such a short space of time. And like you touched on earlier on, there's not been too many signings, only recruited 2 new players. And so for Mark, I think you give him a lot of credit. He's got this group back together again. They've got that belief, that confidence, and they look a lot more like a Tottenham team that we know. Obviously, I work at the club and I'm there day to day, and I can see walking past the sessions, he's on the ground, he's kicking every ball with these players. He's so hands-on, which these group of players needed. And, you know, it's definitely, we're seeing the rewards to it. We're seeing last week against Leicester, they didn't necessarily play their best at all, but they still come away with 3 points, and that's the sign of a good team.
Well, Koga back on, so we're back to 11 v 11. Whether the home team should be down to 10 or not is, well, a moot point now, but it'll be a question that'll be asked, I'm sure, more by Brighton once they've seen it properly later. But anyway, that has passed. Yes, no question, Tottenham look very different already. Season 1 of Robert Villahelm, top half finish, first cup final. And then season 2, just off a cliff.
It was hard last season, given the way that the Tottenham team, Robert wanted his team to play. You had to be brave, you had to have players who were confident to take risks, and when your backs are against the wall and you're not getting those points, you're not picking them up, everything seems to go against you. It's impossible for players to play with that flair and that fluidity that Robert demanded of his team, and unfortunately they were far too vulnerable at the back, leaking too many goals, and I think they were second to Crystal Palace in terms of goals conceded, and Crystal Palace went down. So yeah, a million moons away from that now, this Tottenham team.
Good challenge in there by Nordam. Cute pass from Kiko Seike. Simons forward to Ajiman. Sumanen part of that screen in there as always. Well, good hold-up play, and then Ryan Atkin took one pretty firmly there. Where exactly?
Couldn't get out of the way of that one, was it? Thunderous strike into the mid-area.
I'll just take a moment, please.
But they're just an example of Tandberg and that quality. She can hold up as well. Holds the play up so well. She's a very strong physical player, brings her teammates into play.
Scored the opener last time out in the win at Leicester, following the second goal in the win over Everton. Brighton beat Everton last week. It was 1-0, and they were much the better side until not that long after they'd scored, and then it really dampened right down. There is the new forward, Tandberg, in from Hammarby. Plenty of players in this league, and indeed in the Tottenham group, coming from Swedish club football. There's Amanda Nilden, left back regular now. A little bit short for Spence, and Nordam was straight in. Good work rate from her. Sumina did well to get a piece of that and win it back for Spurs. Not a lot for the keepers to do. A rare glimpse there of Lisa Kopp.
I think we've got a good battle on our hands here with Toko Koga and Ajuman.
That's a lovely pass from Holt. Left to right. Naz, great feet. Jess Naz. Looked like a block with the foot from Chimaka Ndozi there.
Excellent work there from Jess Naz out on the right-hand side. Confidence to take on the defender 1v1. Gets past the defender and she's just trying to whiz it across that 6 yards box. Dozy does well, gets down early at the near post. Another player who's really flourishing under Martin Hove is Jess Naz. Lacked confidence last season, was out of favour. Here, that confidence to take on the defender 1v1. That's one of her strengths, and good defending there at the near post from Brighton.
Beth England just waiting to pounce, and it got through the new Brighton keeper. Been a foot out there by Charlize Rule as well. They both got it. Either way, it's shoveled away. Now Holt on the run again. Bright moments this for Tottenham. Naz again. She's made the room, and it's a shot on target, albeit a comfortable one for Ndozi to take.
Yeah, you'd expect Ndozi to save that comfortably, but good signs from Jess Naz early on in this game. Again, coming in off that right-hand side, cutting inside and taking the shot off with her left foot. Not a lot of power in it, but you see Beth England there again.
And we see her here right now, just beaten to the punch.
Yeah, she was just breathing down the neck of the goalkeeper.
Well, last season, I guess you could say this, well, you could say this for almost all the Spurs players, but it really was a microcosm of Tottenham's season. She only got 3 goals. The opening day against Palace, they actually had not a bad start. And the home defeat here to Villa, and got one in the cup late on, a winner against Charlton, just as. But yeah, symptomatic of the Tottenham season. The numbers were down, down, down. Only Beth England, as always, has such great numbers every year, everywhere when fit. But they went months at one point without finding the net. Holt looking to score for the 3rd game running. Olivia Holt, here she is again, the Dane. Given away cheaply, Seike. That's a corner.
Simmons just alert to it there in that pocket of space in the midfield area. Seike decides to get a shot off early. The body's in front. Better from Brighton there, moving the ball quicker. Simmons at the heart of it.
Well, at the moment, only Ajuman in that 6-yard box, now joined by Rachel McLaughlin. And now joined by Nordam. The rest are lurking. Away by Drew Spence. Naz, fancy giving Jankovic the run here. Now she's got 2 for company.
Wrong decision there by Naz. Done well initially to avoid the challenge of Jankovic and get away from her. There, you just want to see her hold it up, wait for her teammates to join her in that attack. She doesn't, goes for the early cross, and wasteful there in that area. You've got Nilden. I wonder if she could have just had a shout to Jess Naz to recycle the play, but better decisions needed in those areas.
Jamaka Nadozie in from Champions League club Paris FC, not Paris Saint-Germain. They have Paris FC too. They did exist before Paris Saint-Germain. And recently, 4th in the Keeper of the Year. She's just taken a bit too long there, though. The Ballon d'Or Awards, it was won by Hannah Hampton, but Jamaka Nadozie there came 4th. Just delaying a little too long. And Jenna talking about Tandberg's willingness to put herself about, and you saw it there from the new Tottenham forward. Didn't quite have that long, Nadozie.
A little bit too cool and calm on the ball there.
An even opening 15 here. Tottenham shading it, I'd suggest. Here's Tandberg. Drew Spence brilliantly just coming through the crowd and through everybody. If I swing my boot at that, somehow I might take some players into the net as well as the football.
The ball just got stuck under Tandberg's foot there. Lots of bodies around it from Brighton, just smothering the ball, and as you say, Drew Spence just happy to get the shot off.
Nice ball into the channel, the layoff for Holt. Tottenham playing the better football here so far. Nildon on the overlap. Important sliding challenge coming in from Mitchell McLaughlin. Back in the starting lineup here, did start the first 2 of the season, then had an injury, so she missed out. Returned from the bench against Everton. Rule and Hayes bumping over in that defensive line today to accommodate that return of McLaughlin at right back. Not a lot to do for Lisa Kopp at the other end here, so far. Naz, again, lovely feet. It looked like a foul, that, by Charlize Rule, but the Aussies got away with it.
Yeah, agreed there, I think.
She had a beaten, no? Well, she's got a beaten now. In towards Tinker Tandberg, out by McLaughlin, not very far out. England, Spence, 2 great players of real experience and lots of medals that any dressing room needs, Spence and England. And their time as Chelsea players, but she's looking bright already.
She is. Jesna's definitely getting the better of Alice Slagers, and Raw out on that right-hand side, taking him on, confident, just a touch and go beyond. She knows she's got the pace. How that's not a free kick.
And a yellow card.
Yeah, absolutely. And credit to Jesna on her feet and trying to play.
The Spurs are hungry. You know, Brighton are famed for their press, and they do it very well, but here today it's been about Tottenham doing it to them and rushing them. Maybe they could play around it here. Good work from the right back, McLaughlin, and a good carry too. Sumanen following up. Jankovic out to Ollie Slagers.
Brighton just need to get a bit of control. Some touches on the ball, slow the game down a little bit. They've been under a lot of pressure from Tottenham. Just need to start to play their game and try and regain some control here.
Yes, even a few passes in the Tottenham half, even if they aren't particularly proactive. Well, Maisie Simons has been fouled here. Free kick for Brighton. And there you have it. Over 60% of the ball, Tottenham, and it feels like that. Two league wins for Brighton, 1 defeat where they led at Man City, so well, they did go on to lose that. No real disgrace in that. And a very quiet draw on the opening day. Spurs have played 5 times already this season. 3 league wins and a penalty shootout win in the cup. Ollie Slagers has overhit that. Easy grab for Lisa Kopp. Now, speaking of the cup, she had some fun in that shootout. Got booked at the beginning of it for delaying, saved twice and scored her penalty against Aston Villa.
It was a cracking penalty at that. I'll give it to her. Like a seasoned striker.
Well, the keepers always think they should take them. I mean, I suppose they hit more dead balls than anybody, right?
Yeah, that's true.
They run up and smash a ball more often. There's a certain logic to it. Brighton just edging themselves back into this. What's been 20 minutes where Tottenham have looked like the more likely to score without exactly hammering on the door, but just starting to take on a more even feel now. At that moment with Koga earlier, that's the standout moment of the game, really. Ajimang here. Well, didn't have a friend out wide because Kiko Seike had tucked in field. Rule. That's a lovely take. McLaughlin. Down the line for Simons, who is offside. Lovely take on the half turn.
Yeah, good play there from Brighton. Good run of passes, movement, patient on the ball, and then just need to do better there to stay on side. It was a good passage of play from Brighton. Higher up the pitch, as you said, causing Tottenham some problems now.
There's the armband now, Maisie Simons. Young to be a captain, but long serving in the sense that she's Brighton through and through.
It's a signal of the faith that her manager has in her to hand her that captain's armband. A young England future of this Brighton team, but a leader and, you know, a player that plays beyond her years of maturity in that midfield area.
And in that midfield area, Suman has fouled Cankovic. Jelena Cankovic, like Spence and England, a former Chelsea champion who brings experience and medals, but wanted more regular starting time, hence the move. Well, all three have got it now. Simons to take, and it's short. Ollie Sluggers, difficult angle, too much on it.
Yeah, not really tested Cop yet. Everything's been quite comfortable for her. Everything Brighton are throwing at her is coming from distance. It's really comfortable.
Well, there's that Brighton press. Nordam very nearly stole in, and she's trying to do it again here. Good awareness. Drew Spence, eyes in the back of the head. But Brighton have won it again.
Man just couldn't fix her feet there. She did well to drop into that pocket, find the space. Just couldn't make the ball stick. But Claire Hunt, that was nearly got punished for just being far too relaxed on the ball. It's happened at both ends now. Saw it with Ndozi, now we've seen it with Claire Hunt. Just the press from each team is very dangerous.
Yeah, that is very much what Brighton do, and they haven't actually done it as much in this opening quarter as they usually do, but that is typical of them. Naz is interested and quick. Ndozi, ricochet. No gloves here. Dealt with, eventually.
Yeah, it was good from Tottenham there. Just running into that space in behind the defensive unit, and Ndozi just couldn't get the ball clear. Ricochet fell nicely for her, but didn't look comfortable at all there, Ndozi.
Nilden, deep cross. Ndozi got a fist to it. Naz will pick it up. Ash Neville in support.
Strong hand there from Ndozi, punching it out of the area, out of that danger zone.
Suman forward. Flip sides, couldn't quite keep it in.
Good idea, just trying to jig past, using both feet. She's a threat. Another player who's found her form here under Martin. She's got the trust of him. Scored 2 excellent goals for them so far this season. The cheeky chip last week to get the 3 points against Leicester. Yeah, been quite quiet this half, actually, Olivia Holt.
One goal last season was right at the start of this year. The stoppage time winner at Crystal Palace. And for 3 months, no one except Bethany England scored a goal after that. It was barren, to say the least. They ended up obviously well clear of Palace, because actually the start of the season had been decent enough with some goals and points, but 20 points, 10 clear of relegated Palace, but that the only win in the calendar year from until the end of the season. Incredible. Sumanant delivers on the angle, right into the danger area. England lurking, with a sixth sense of knowing where the ball might be. Back in, back out. Last player back, Ash Neville. Well, there have been bright moments from both teams, really, but without the end product to test the goalkeepers so much yet.
Yeah, there's been good play, as you say, good attacking play.
And more of it here. Holt and Naz. Oh, brilliant ball! And yet another feather in the cap for Tinker Tandberg, but that one's all about the delivery. The finish made simple by the quality of the cross. Hats off to Jess Naz too. In what's been a difficult few days for her. Tottenham have the lead. Excellently crafted and simply finished.
Yeah, she's looked really hungry today. Jess Naz, excellent play between Naz and Neildon, great link up. And then here it is, it's the ball, the pace, the whip, everything evades both defenders. It's on a plate for Tandberg at the back post, and a calm, cool finish from Tandberg. Fantastic, but yeah, hats off to Jess Naz. The ball was perfect, perfectly placed, enough pace on it, and Tandberg slots it home.
3 goals already this season for Tinker.
I think they deserve that. Tottenham needed that end product. But the ball, the delivery was fantastic. Good link-up play on the left-hand side. First time we've seen Jess over on the left-hand side, actually. Started on the right.
Well, the defence has been so much tighter this term. Already, would you believe, before this game, Spurs have matched the tally of WSL clean sheets from last season with 2. And it's only the start of October, and then keep another one here.
I think both teams, Brighton and Tottenham last season, were leaking far too many goals, and we've seen this season it's not been the case. You have to tighten up at the back, and now what Tottenham have, yes, they're not leaking a lot of goals, and they've also got players now up top in Tandberg that can, you know, produce those moments of magic. Is confident in that box, can score goals, which they found really difficult to do last season.
Well, I'm sure it's not as easy as Martin Ho is making it look. But right now, Spurs are 3rd, above Man United, 4 points above Arsenal. I mean, yes, it's early, but a third of the way here to a 4th league win in 5 to start the season. Remarkable turnaround, and I don't think, and it's no slur on Martin Ho at all. I don't think any Spurs fans would have expected 4 wins out of 5, Jenna, to start the campaign. I mean, that's, you know, that's super impressive.
I think, as you know, I think the Spurs fans would have expected this project to take a bit of time to, you know, to gel, for Martin to understand his players, to be able to implement his style of play, and he's making it look very easy at the minute, isn't he? But no, I think it's a credit to him, his coaching team, and the players. You know, they're the ones on the ground doing it week in, week out. It's still very early on in this season, but no, they'll be very, very happy with the way they've started this campaign.
As will Tinker Tandberg. I'm sure you always hope as a full, well, any position, but as a forward coming, let me get a goal or 2 early on to settle, and she's got 3 already in the first 4.5 games.
Well, and her first goal was spectacular, absolutely spectacular. So yeah, been full of confidence, just hit the ground running. Really hasn't taken any time at all to adapt to this league. We see players come over and the WSL is so different to many other leagues around the world. It does take players time to settle, and that big culture shift, new environments. But yeah, it's taken her no time at all. And I think what she adds to this Spurs team is Beth England. You know when she's on the pitch, she's going to score goals. But last season she was out for quite a while due to injury, and those goals just weren't coming. Now you have a player that, with Beth England can score goals. So it's exciting, really exciting.
Spence, Sumanen and Claire Hunt here, second season, having come from Paris Saint-Germain's fringes last summer. Well, Toko Koga still on the field and still part of a defence that has a clean sheet. That may well be questioned later on. The first blow struck by Spurs. It might have been a Brighton penalty. I'm surprised they weren't demanding it more, the Brighton players, actually. Relatively low-key, the protests. Anyway, that's gone. Spence in with Seike. They both got a little touch on it. McLaughlin crowded out. Looked like there might have been a pull on Holt there. Oh, how about that? Nilden through the legs of McLaughlin. The ball just a little bit behind.
Oh, great skill from Nilden there, just popping it through the legs, going in field. I thought the pass into Tandberg was a little too, the weight wasn't right. Tandberg, the ball just got away with her, but again, really positive play from Tottenham. Fullbacks getting high up the pitch, Nilden joining in the attack, and again.
Lovely way to pass in for the goal scorer. And not so accurate this time from Amanda Nilden.
I think it's important now, while Tottenham are on top, that they can start converting these goals. Here we're seeing it, a little dink through the legs, fantastic infield. And then this pass here, just a little bit too short. I think the defender gets a touch on it, off the foot of Tandberg. Otherwise, she could have been in again.
Spence saw that coming a mile off that pass and so nearly stole in. The Tottenham press has been impressive.
I think Tottenham and Brighton are very similar in the sense that they like to play out from the back. Even if they're finding it really difficult to play through this Tottenham team, they will continue to do that, which will play into Tottenham's hands. They're adamant that they will continue to play out from the back. It's how long can Tottenham keep this press going?
Well, someone's good run is going to come to an end, potentially both, but at the moment it's Tottenham's that looks like it's going to be ongoing, but a long way to go, and it is only one. Brighton scored around this time last weekend and did manage to hold on against Everton, a team that Spurs have also beaten, thanks in part to Tandberg. But the difference of having what's potentially looking like a second regular genuine goal threat is a big deal for Tottenham here. Beth England's numbers, whether Spurs are playing well or not, when fit, just sensational, always have been. Brilliant mid-season signing from Chelsea a few years back now. Just hit the ground running, almost a goal a game for a while. She's found Jess Naz here. Spence, Nilden, Spence on the drive, and an important intervention from Charlize Rule.
Yeah, good play there from Spence. 1-2 touch in and around that box, so difficult to defend against. I've been a defender playing against Drew Spence, and she's not enjoyable to play against her. So clever, so intelligent, and as a defender, when you're bursting into that penalty area, you've got to time it right. Time it wrong and you're at risk of conceding a penalty.
Sumanen and Spence, the regular midfield axis, the latter with a searching long pass. And I think that's going to be a card. It is for Caitlin Hayes.
It's frustration there from Caitlin Hayes. Tandberg again, excellent. Just using her body to protect the ball and almost body slammed to the ground. No complaints there from Caitlin Hayes. Another example of Tandberg, as we say, putting herself about, working hard for her team.
Hayes in from Celtic in the summer. Defender with a brilliant scoring record. But, there, you saw the physicality and maybe a bit of wind knocked out of Tinker Tandberg there. I'm not surprised, as you say. It's almost wrestling manoeuvre, that.
It's one way to stop her, I guess.
Impressive. Slam. Sumanen over the free kick and loads up. Look at that. Well, that's an awkward ball to deal with, but dealt with it was. I think that was Hayes again who got the head on it.
Yeah, really strong header, clearance. Got a lot of power, had to get a lot of power on that to clear the header away out of the penalty box. As you say, there were lots of bodies up from Tottenham, and Dozy came. Lack of communication there.
She was absolutely nowhere then. It would have been an empty net if there'd been somebody else's bonce on it. Is Ash Neville. Regular all the way from Tottenham's championship days to now. Promoted 2018-19 Tottenham.
Played with Ash when she was still a PE teacher, travelling to North London 3 nights a week and then getting back in time for school in the morning. Been on some journey.
Brilliant pro for a long time and wholehearted. As you see there, one of those you'd want on your side and you'd probably hate to play against, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Horrible to play against, 1v1. Athletic, likes to get up the field. Been a huge part of this team and obviously been out injured this season, and Martin's been tinkering with Rybrink and Charlie Grant in that right back position. So far, Neville not really been tested by Rosa Kafaji. They've been quite quiet. Brighton's strengths are out in those wide areas through Kafaji, through CK, but so far they've nullified those threats.
Yeah, in part by just, well, not allowing the ball to get there in the first place. You're absolutely right. Kafaji's a really dangerous wide left player who can come infield, go outside, and you've seen none of that here. We picked her out pre-match because of that potential threat, but there's not been a bit of it, and that is a credit to Tottenham's closing down, really, to stop the ball getting out into wide, dangerous positions for Brighton. Seike, Kafaji, very quiet so far, particularly the latter. And Adjiman has mostly had touches like that, holding it up somewhere near the centre circle, trying to hold it up. But Tottenham absolutely on merit in front here. A real test of Brighton's good form, this, trying to fight back from this pickle. Dario Vidicic is the one who's got to get them out of it.
I think no Fran Kirby in the squad today is probably a big blow for them. She's been really impactful this season for them. I think they've just started to see the benefits of Kirby retiring from international football. She's been looking fresh. She's been at the heart of this Brighton team, linking up, and she does so well at bringing other players into play, you know, linking up with Kafaji out on the left and CK out on the right, and has started to build a really nice connection with Adjiman. So, yeah, I think they're missing her in there today, that creativity in that number 10 position.
Firm from Drew Spence and illegal according to Ryan Atkin. She thought it was fair game. Be up against her former club Chelsea next weekend, where she was for a long time, until relatively recently, the record appearance maker.
think she gets the credit she deserves, Drew Spence. She quietly goes about her business every week, so consistent and really true professional, great experience, a real combative midfielder there. Has built a nice partnership with Summonen, nice balance in that midfield area.
Agyemang coming back to try and hold it up. She thought she was fouled. Referee not interested. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half here. There is Spence calmly mopping up again. Brighton were shut out on the opening day, but they've scored in all 4 of their matches in League and Cup since then. I tell you what, Lisa Kopp won't have had many quieter halves than this.
Yeah.
Have we seen her gloves involved at all so far? I don't think we have. Maybe one floaty cross or something, but certainly no save worthy of the name. Maybe here, McLaughlin coming forward and Spence coming forward to meet her.
Heavy touch from McLaughlin into the path of Drew Spence there. I think while you've got a player like Agyemang on the pitch, you can never write a team off. You know, she doesn't need many opportunities, but so far she's not had any sniff on goal. Agyemang, young player with a lot of expectation on her shoulders after the summer, the Euros, and had a huge impact over the summer, and now her second season on loan here at Brighton. Got her first goal last week. Still such a young player, still learning her trade.
But not a shot on target from her or her Brighton colleagues yet. A telling stat, and not a surprising one given what we've seen here. She probably should have been facing up to a penalty earlier on in this half, mind. That aside, it's a bigger side, but that aside, no Brighton threat, and that only came from a slip, not from Brighton's football. They're definitely down a peg or two from where they have been, but they have bright attacking players like Kiko Seike. Simons wins Brighton a corner via Drew Spence.
Yeah, good link-up play from Brighton. Drew Spence, they're just tracking every step of the way, stopping the deliveries into the box there. Tottenham will have to defend this now. They want to protect their lead going into half-time.
Rule, Hayes in particular, Agyemang as well as a centre forward. But keep a run out here for the run of Caitlin Hayes. Oh, it's awkward, low, unconventional and hooked goalwards, and there is a save for Lisa Kopp 2 minutes before the end of the first half. That one was on target all right, it was going in for 1-1.
Yeah, she had to be alert there, Clark. Ball's bouncing, Agyemang gets the chest, just bouncing around in the box. Tottenham can't deal with it, and it's the overhead. No power on it, and Kopp does well, reacts really well.
Rachel McLaughlin going close. Brighton's closest moment.
Just wasn't enough power on that from McLaughlin. I think that was the only way she could attack the ball there with the overhead kick. Comfortable for Kopp.
Right underneath it, Kopp. Spence. Naz was just going the other way. Rule. And here is McLaughlin, who wouldn't have expected to be the principal threat for Brighton in this first half, but that was it, certainly. has scored once since joining from Rangers last year in the WSL, Rachel McLaughlin. Seike. And we're into the first of 3 added minutes, and I'd suggest that's almost exclusively down to the moment when Koga was down. Cheap giveaway there. Offside. Beth England wouldn't have expected it and couldn't do anything about it by the time she realised. Otherwise, she was in.
Yeah, really risky pass from Ndozi down the throat of the pitch. A straight pass, and Simonon was on it, cut it out. I think Beth England was expecting it to bounce back at her so quickly. Just walking back from the offside position, but Ndozi, I think with the ball at her feet, hasn't looked too comfortable this afternoon.
Ajimang with the quick layoff. It's the first time she's been able to do that, and that's a great first touch as well, having got it back from Ollie Slaggers, trying to find her fellow Arsenal loanee Kafaji there. That's a kind of nearly moment of Brighton doing, or almost doing, what they can do well. A glimpse of it there, just a bit of potential. Seike taking on Nilden and beating her and getting a dangerous crossing. This is good pressure late on in the half from the guests here. Ollie Slaggers. Kafaji, good football. Jankovic blocked. Best football of the game, that, from Brighton.
Yeah, they've come to life now, haven't they? Really good play. Initially, Ajaman with the great first touch. I thought it actually come off of her shin at first. It was a kind of a heavy touch, and then just couldn't pick the pass, and then onto the other side. Seike does really well. Beats Nilden for pace, gets the delivery in, and really neat play in the box. Claire Hunt with the block, vital block. Heading into half-time.
Up and out by Neville. It's just the first spell here where you felt like Tottenham were under some serious pressure, but relieved here with Holt carrying it well. Excellent work into Brighton territory, relieving the pressure. England back to Naz. We're into the final minute of the added 3.
Yeah, good from Holt there. Just managing the game out to half-time. They're not panicking like they would have last season.
Big switch from Simonon, just a bit too big. Doubt there's going to be any time for Brighton to make anything count here. So Dario Vidicic is the coach with the problem to solve. His team have been winning well lately. Only beaten once all season in League and Cup, but they've got to find a solution to this. That's a good ball. Maybe the solution comes now. Out by Neville. We've had our 3, and there's the half-time whistle. It was, as predicted, a bright half, with a bright new forward scoring the only goal of this game so far, Katinka Tandberg, putting a lovely finishing touch on a brilliant ball from Jess Naz. But early on, Toko Koga got a little bit lucky, we think, in bringing down Jankovic. No penalty given, but a bit of better Brighton pressure towards the end of the half. Ryan Atkin will not be in the good books of Dario Vidicic, I'm sure. But at half-time, it is Tottenham 1, Brighton 0, and Spurs, as it stands, are going 3rd.
Brighton Canary in towards Macario at the near post. The back heel is clever and the goal is brilliant. Vika captain and the champions looking to make a statement have the ideal start.
Yeah, what a pass from Macario in that 6-yard box to set up Captain there. What an absolute great bit of play from Chelsea. Down that right-hand side they get in, and a really, really smart finish from Captain there.
Toon. And that's a good ball. Riviere should be quick enough to keep this ball in play. She is. Letizier is forward here. But the cross is guided clear as far as Toon, and then smashed in by Tandberg. And it's a brilliant reply from Manchester United.
What a finish from Tandberg. What a great shot from her, straight into the bottom of the goal past Hannah Hampton. There's absolutely no saving that. Great finish.
Fagino finds Kasperi. Ball across, met by Bunny Shaw, who heads it in to give Manchester City the lead. And there is the moment of quality this game needed. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0.
We thought Fagino had lost a little bit of a stumble, but a lovely weighted ball into the path of Kasperi. Bunny Shaw gets across, powerful header.
Here Arsenal come, Fox finds Caldente, who finds the back of the net. Arsenal are level. Not even a minute into the second half.
And again, it just looks so easy for Arsenal here. It's Pelova, lovely ball out to Smith. Great run by Fox. The first time we've seen on the overlap. And she just picks out Caldente there with so much time just to pick her space in the net.
City caused problems from set pieces in the first half. Here's another one. Bunny Shaw meets it. Saved by Van Domselaar, but it trickles over the line. And Manchester City are back in front. Bunny Shaw with the initial header. Van Domselaar did well to save it, but she could only cushion it down.
Well, we said it at the start, that City are going to use set pieces in force, and that's exactly what they've done.
Mornham into Blackstenius. Here's Chloe Kelly, goes from range, and wow! It had to be her! Against her former side, she points to the badge. She's got Arsenal back in this one.
What a goal from Chloe Kelly, absolutely brilliant. Just cuts in onto her right foot. Absolutely fantastic finish from her.
And the ball over the top, looking for Bunny Shaw now. Up against Catley. Lays it back to Benny. Breaks for the substitute. Who fires it in? Her first Manchester City goal. And it could be the winner.
Talk about turn the screw again. It's a long ball into Bunny Shaw. And I thought she'd lost it. I thought she messed it up a little bit here. I didn't think the setback was good enough. But Benny made it good enough. What a finish from her.
Come on, ladies. I've got some things I want to get involved, all right? Well, okay. Well, something's up instead of you. All right. For our whole time. Let me make my way up into the stands. Get my steps in for the day.
So we only have one goal in the early Sunday kickoffs, and it's in the game we're watching here. Katinka Tandberg with it. Tottenham 1, Brighton 0, but goalless elsewhere. Leicester against Everton, London City Lionesses and Liverpool, who both need some points, and West Ham Aston Villa. The same could be said for those two as well.
That's a fantastic start. 10 out of 10, well done.
Well, here are the main moments from the first half. And Jenna Schillaci, we're going to start with that one. I know you're a former Tottenham player, but this should have been a penalty.
Yeah, so you see the slip there, unfortunate for Toga Coca, and then almost lunges, flies onto the ball. Really clever, she knows what she's doing, and lucky to get away without the pen.
Ryan Atkin, the referee, clearly didn't know what she was doing because no penalty was given. But beyond that, and that is a fairly big point for Brighton, that, but beyond that, Tottenham have been much the better side, and Jess Naz has been key to that. The first of a few glimpses we got of her there, showing a clean pair of heels to Ollie Slagers, the cross pretty well blocked.
Yeah, Naz been really dominant in her 1v1s, out in those wide areas, beating them for pace, and then there you just see the delivery in, well defended at the near post by Brighton.
And here's the goal from back to front. They got a little toe in there, well won by Simons, but she wasn't followed up. And then this.
Yeah, Naz starts the move. Lovely ball in from Holt, and then Jazz, there it is. It's all about that ball across the face of the box, and Tandberg just waiting at the back post. Doesn't have to get much power on it. The ball's perfect, and she just slots it home.
Yeah, the wide players have been flipping about a bit. Holt and Naz, we've seen Holt on the right, Naz on the left here, just begging to be finished off, and it was by the new forward, who's now scored 3 times already since arriving, and what a difference it makes to not have to rely on Beth England for goals. Another chance came from the Sumanen ball in here. Shaky at the back there, Brighton. At this point, Tottenham were very much the better side. It did end up with a slightly more balanced feel to it later in the half. And this, the best moment, or the closest moment, their only shot on target. Rachel McLaughlin.
Yeah, from the corner, the ball's bobbing around in the box. Tottenham don't deal with it. Adjaman first, then the header back in, and McLaughlin goes for the overhead kick. It's all she can really do, but cops there and reacts well.
The core there, you know? Oh, perfect form. You're too small to do this. You're not? I'm pretty sure you push. Prove me wrong then. Prove me wrong. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Well done. That was a good effort.
Brighton to me is, I think, ambitious. Hi, I'm Dada Vidosic, head coach of the Brighton women's football team. What makes this club special, I think, is we want to be challenging for titles, we want to win, we want to be part of the elite, playing at the highest levels. I think we've got a fantastic group of ladies. Their eagerness to learn, to work hard for one another makes my life as a coach so very easy.
Kirby, first time, 2 round the back, Adjaman, 1-0.
Dario's been great to work with, really into detail, really has a style of play that he wants to play in. He really coaches that in. He wants everyone to get better, and it's helped us believe that we can go on and achieve some really great things together.
Deeper delivery this time, but a towering header is in, and Brighton have made the breakthrough.
My management style, I like to be involved in the training sessions, involved with the players, to be close to them, to talk to them. So that's what our job is as a coach, is to help the players to get better, to feel success on a match day.
And again, and Saka scores and doubles the Brighton lead. Really smartly taken.
He's brought in a lot of stability. He's very clear, he's very direct, and I think as a player that's what you want. He's very, very, very smart, very tactically astute.
The biggest challenge, I think it's the same every single season. It's such a competitive league. Everyone wants to be towards the top. Everyone's got very high ambitions. We know Chelsea's been there now for a while, and I'm sure there's a lot of clubs that want to take that top spot, and we're one of them as well. So I look forward to the challenge. I know the players are looking forward to the challenge, especially after last year. Now I think we've earned even more respect.
Come again here for Brighton. That's a brilliant effort. Oh, wow.
We want to be the best. We want to try to win. I think that's the purpose of sport.
So this one's folded, this one's round. Sorry, I can't read that.
This is time to talk. What makes you laugh really hard?
Sometimes I think about Jess.
Yeah. What makes me belly laugh is when you laugh.
Because it'll be
I
so...
do this laugh where it's like... and
it'll be so random and then you're just like, ha!
I can think of just Izzy's laugh.
I think I make myself laugh as well.
No, I was going on.
Does a straw have one hole or two?
One. It's got to be one.
Two.
Yeah.
Surely.
If you dug a hole in the ground, that's still called a hole, and you can't get out the bottom of it.
I'm confused. A straw has one hole. Yeah, I think it has. Yeah? Yeah. 1-0, yeah. Next.
What superpower would you choose?
Oh, invincibility.
Yeah, but can you switch it on and off?
I'd want to fly.
I was going to say that.
Probably to teleport. I can't deal with the traffic.
On your day off, you can just be like, Jamaica.
Home. You're like this one. Who is the loudest player in the squad?
You're quite loud.
I'm quite loud.
It's got to be Paola. Yeah. Like that horse laugh that she does. Of her going, like a foghorn. Look, you can see her.
What is the best cuisine in the world?
Chinese.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I'm starving now.
You want a Chinese?
Oh,
come on.
Could have a Chinese.
.45 to play. There's our match winner in waiting. A smile already, and why not when you've begun a new journey so well. 3 goals already for Katinka Tandberg. Will one be enough for Spurs? Already a couple of clean sheets. And there was just a suggestion there that Brighton was starting to look more dangerous coming towards the end of that first half. Jenna?
Yeah, that movement just before the half-time whistle. Definitely the best of the match for them. Getting bodies and numbers high up the pitch, moving the ball quickly. That's what their threats are. We haven't seen enough of it. So if I was in Brighton's team, you wouldn't want half-time to come then. But yeah, much more of that from Brighton's needed in this second half.
No changes made by the coach. As it stands, Brighton will stay 6th. Tottenham will go up to 3rd. Scarcely believable position if you were watching them for the first half of this year. They couldn't score a goal, never mind find a win, but, well, a lot of it in between the ears. New coach, new voice, new ideas, and renewed belief, clearly. There's a lot to like about this Spurs team. Here's Adjumang, who was a gunner at heart. Will have some supporters in red and white, hoping she does well here today. Kopp, 1 save, all half long. We'll surely expect to be busier. I don't expect, Jenna, that Brighton will be quite as toothless as they were before the interval.
No, I think they'll play a lot more on the front foot. We've seen their early signs of getting the bodies up. Ajerman's dropping in, runners on in beyond, but yeah, they definitely need to make use of those wide players, Kafaji and CK, because that really is where they could punish this Tottenham team, in those wide areas with those deliveries into the box. Because you know, if you get balls into the box and you've got a player like Ajerman in there, she's going to score.
Spurs again winning it high there, though, with good pressure, good work. And Ash Neville just drying the ball off. To Tandberg, job done. From her point of view, it's a corner.
Yeah, really well done. Had a great game so far, Tandberg. They're just holding it up and getting a corner for her team there. Very intelligent player.
Well, in at the near post, and Ajerman left it, and Nadozi didn't want to take the risk, I think. It always looked like it was heading for the side netting, but you've got to make sure if you're a keeper, and maybe just a lack of communication there. No, it wasn't going wide, was it?
No, it wasn't, and Ajerman's gone for it. You can see she's got her hands up like she's leaving it for the keeper. Keeper must have called for it. Lucky for her, she got that touch at the near post, but could have been embarrassing.
Take two. It's near post again, and this one is cleared by Ajerman. Disappointing delivery, that. Holt hoists it back in. That was dangerous enough, and a well-won header in there.
Yeah, good header. Just nodded it down there, Tandberg. Can see the vision. Trying to knock it down into the path of Naz, but a little bit too much on it.
Good scoring records with club names I'm sure you'll know from Scandinavian football. Those of you who've seen plenty of WSL players who've come from the likes of Linköping and Hammarby. Well, Tandberg had good record with them. Play a different seasonal calendar at Hammarby, so she had a good season with them and is now a very hot Spur. Forward by Rule. Kafaji. This is where you see her doing what she does. Very rare glimpse of it today. She's absolutely got that and more in the locker. Spurs have done a really good job of just instantly shutting them down if the ball has even got out to them. But that hasn't actually happened very often. But when it has, like that, surrounded.
Yeah, absolutely. There you just see Rosa Kafaji showing her skill. And then there, she's doubled up. You've got Ash, Neville and Koga doubling up on her, teaming up to make sure she can't cause any threat from that area. But yeah, so far they've managed the threat of Rosa Kafaji very, very well.
Ajerman. She might have held off Koga, and then Spence came in to help, but free kick given there.
Yeah, I don't think Tottenham will mind that. Ajerman did well to hold up the ball, and then there's three players smothering her, stopping the build. Don't mind committing those fouls so high up the pitch.
Oh, that's a cheap giveaway from Charlie's Rule. Aussie coach not impressed with the Aussies' delivery there. It's one of the 5 coaches new to this league last summer. Dario Vidicic arrived with big ambition. And, a lot of new recruits. They were very busy last summer in particular, Brighton. Not dissimilar this term, but even more so last. It was a real kind of statement, wasn't it? Paris and Kirby and Seike and saying, right, we're not just going to make up numbers, we're going to try and do something, get in the top half, and they did, 5th.
I think they had a really good balance of players last season in experience, professionals from all over the world,
Yeah, they're signing players from Chelsea, Man United, Barcelona. That was, you know, that's new. That was new, sorry, for Brighton. And that's saying something.
And I think they've got now in this squad, Alba Simmons are Dario's, you know, signing. So he's now got the team, he's built the team, and they are an exciting young force here, and they've done very well this season. They've got a good set of players. I think Brighton historically has always been a great club in the way that they do things. But yeah, today we're yet to see the best of them.
This summer, Bergsvan, Patterson, Paris, Torres-Dottir, Lee Mengwen, Vicky Losada, all out. Plenty more in. There's a late hit there, and it is going to be a card for Koga. One or two fans not overly impressed with the decision.
Yeah, I think Koga, she gets very, very tight to players. We've seen it throughout the game so far. She's breathing down the neck of her opponents. Just a little late there with the challenge. Going to be a painful one.
Already a senior Japanese international, Koga, which at 19, country that has a lot of quality players, as we know. Tons of them here in the Women's Super League, and even more this season than ever before. But to be an international debutant centre-back in your teens and regular starter in the WSL is impressive. But she's going to have to be impeccable now. Kind of expected Brighton to come out a little bit harder and faster than this, or maybe that's just a credit to Tottenham for stopping that happening.
Yeah, it's a bit of a slow start. A lot of stop starts here for both teams. Neither team really getting into the flow of this second half.
Rule. Look at Tandberg just hassling. Played around that quite nicely enough, but it was only really Tandberg. Had Suman in England and Naz all been doing it too. Got to do it in packs when the press comes, haven't you? Like now.
Yeah, so many bodies up there from Tottenham.
Yeah, there's 6 right now. If they get this right round it.
Absolutely. In those moments, you'd kind of want your keeper to get your head up. And Dozy there, there's so much space in midfield, but Tottenham have committed the bodies forward, and Dozy's got the ball at her feet. There must be so much space in that midfield area, but she continued to play out from the back.
And this was a 6th Tottenham player, and Nilden coming forward, brilliantly done, won it, and that's why you do it. If you all do it, it's the risk worth taking, and it's got them up the field, it's got them a free kick here for the trip. But yeah, Brighton have the technical quality to play around that, they just haven't done it yet. One decent ball splitting the lines there, and Brighton would have had 5 on 4 probably.
Summoner now the set-piece specialist for Tottenham Hotspur. It's a very central position for her here.
Slightly nervy game for Nadozi so far. Let's look out for rebounds. Sumanen. What a strike that was. Seen all the way, I think, by Nadozi. But wonderful hit, nonetheless, from a long, long way out.
Yeah, really clean hit there from Sumanen. And Dozy does well. It goes through the wall. And Dozy does well. Keeps her eye on the ball. Just there, goes through. There's a lot of power on it. Does well, gets across and parries it. Away from the goal. That will do her the confidence there in Dozy. There's a lot of power on that. The wall just separated slightly. Didn't do its job.
Last goal was a year ago now, Sumanen, October at Chelsea. Here's England. Tough angle. You generally favour the keeper there, and with the height of that shot, that certainly favoured Tumaka Nadozi. But Tottenham looking the more likely to get the next goal in this game, and it's Brighton who need it.
Yeah, And Dozie's positioning was good there at the near post. Drew Spence floating into the box, linking up with Beth England. It was a tight angle, comfortable save for Ndozi.
One goal this season for the brilliant Beth. It was a late winner from the spot, if I remember correctly, against West Ham on the opening weekend. Here's Kafaji. Did well to offload and has got it back here. Rosa Kafaji looking for some space. There's not a lot in there because so much Tottenham white in the way, but they found a little bit of room here. Seike, oh, terrible pass. Everything before it was good.
Needed to be better there, Seike. It's just that final ball. Rosa Kafaji did really well out on the left-hand side to keep the ball moving, roll the ball over, find her teammate. I think it was Simmons in the middle that then recognised Seike out in space on the right-hand side, and then see what she was trying to do, find that half space. There it is. Just a little dink inside to find the space out on the right, and yeah, she's trying to play her teammate in too heavy. Wasted opportunity there.
And Nordam was hoping to get on the end of it. That's her little layoff there, though. Seike again. Nordam is there again. And Drew Spence is there on the cover again.
Yeah, top work rate from Drew Spence, both ends of the pitch. Getting forward in attack and then bodies on the line defending.
Once again, noticeable how they're hanging back. Saw this in the first half. Simons, the skipper, Hayes and Rule, the two centre-backs, about to attack. It's deep, and it's so deep, it's going to just be kept in by Caitlin Hayes. Holly Sluggers for Brighton, who needs something. Changes coming shortly, but from the Tottenham bench first, it seems. Jelena Cankovic into Adjumang. It's nicely worked. Kafaji offside.
And we're really getting the glimpses of Kafaji here and how skillful and what she offers. Growing in, getting more and more touches on the ball. It's a couple of times now she's got the better of Ashley Neville out on the right-hand side.
An assist and a goal on her full debut in the WSL, which was a match against West Ham. Good goal too. Only the 10th player to do that, actually, incidentally, for the statos out there amongst you. Get a goal and an assist on your full debut in the competition. Getting those regular starts for Brighton, that's just beneficial for her, for Arsenal, for Brighton. It's working well. Adjumang was on loan at Brighton last season as well from Arsenal. But very much their main starting forward now, with Nikita Paris having gone. Is Seike. Work rate has been exemplary so far from Spurs. Pretty much every time the wide players have had two for company very quickly. Not this time there. Good from Holly Sluggers into Jelena Cankovic here. Simons just had it pinched by Spence, but Brighton will keep it. Caitlin Hayes.
Agree, I think out of possession, Tottenham getting bodies back. Really frustrating Brighton.
Whose was the final touch there? There's a little bit of consultation, and apparently it was Nordam's.
I think that balance in midfield for Tottenham as well with Summonen and Spence is really paying off today. This time it's Olivia Holt tracking back, getting the tackles in.
We're hearing it may be Olivia Holt that makes way shortly. Half an hour to go. Tottenham who've kept a tight ship at the back and had some narrow wins to get them in a great position this season. Well, that is a narrative that is continuing here so far. Nicely moved. Naz, Charlie's Rule, committed to that challenge early, and Naz had already popped it past her. Rule's colleague at the back there, Caitlin Hayes, is the one who picked up the caution earlier.
There is Jess. She knows the challenge is coming. Don't think the ref has given it. She's got away with that one.
That really should have been a Tottenham free kick. Now Kafaji, offside. Ash Neville did put her hand up. I suspect it's with some relief as she looks across to see that flag go. You better put that up. Okay, you have. Thank goodness for that. Well, a couple of big calls here. The one in the first half at the start of the game was massive, but that one there, and Kirsty Dow just in conversation with Martin. I wonder if he's saying that, how have we not had a free kick in a dangerous position for that?
Yeah, I think Jess knew the challenge was coming. She was almost letting the ball run across her body, inviting the challenge to come in, and yeah, ref didn't see that one.
Jankovic with a teaser, and Seike is interested because those bouncing balls are tough to deal with, but it's well dealt with by Claire Hunt.
Yeah, I think Claire Hunt was caught in two minds there initially. Looked like she was moving to head the ball, but got herself out the situation eventually. The press is on.
Seems to me there's never not an issue for any defender at any level of the game when the ball bounces. It's, can I meet it on the full? And the bounce always seems to make it more potentially dangerous for the attacker running onto it than the defender to deal with it.
Yeah, especially when you've got a player like Agerman breathing down your neck. You've got to get those decisions right, especially in the WSL where, you know, your thinking time is so short. You've almost got to have your decision made before the ball reaches you.
That Tottenham change coming shortly. Kit Graham's continued rehabilitation set to continue with some minutes here. More on her shortly. Rule back to Nadozi. Well, it's a very accurate pass. There wasn't much margin for error, and fair play to her. Excellent from Kafaji. First time she's really got the better of Ash Neville, and that's a good pass. Brighton moving it slick here. Adjumang out to Seike, whose first touch is really good. Second's not bad. They want a penalty again, and they're not getting it again. Brilliant counter-attack, though, the way they played that from centre-back to left to right to the box.
Yeah.
Has Ryan Atkin got this one right?
That was excellent. So you see the ball here, it's a great touch. Seike takes the touch inside. I think she's claiming that there's been a touch on the foot from Nilden.
I think she's looking for that. I'm not sure if there is a touch from Nilden. I think Seike's kind of leaving a foot there in the hope it gets touched.
Inviting the touch in there, and referee again had a really good position. Has let the play go on, and no pen.
He was right up there.
But that started from Rosa Kafaji. Excellent skill. Just beating Neville out on the touchline, finding Adjumang and switching the play into the space.
It is not Kit Graham, it's Matilda Winberg coming on for Olivia Holt. Young Swede missing last time around. And like Katinka Tandberg, a former Hammarby player, came in the winter window a couple of years ago. Another one of the Swedish international squad who play in the WSL. So many of them who had their hearts broken by England at the Euros. Ollie Sluggers. And that's a free kick in a dangerous position. And I think on a totting up process, that is going to be a caution for Drew Spence in there.
It's clever play from Kavaji. Saw the two Tottenham defenders, just dinks it in between the two of them. Feels the challenge. They're really clever. Just pops the ball in between Neville and Spence. Spence makes the challenge, and this is a dangerous area.
Absolutely no stranger to a caution over the years, Drew Spence, as combative a midfielder as this league has ever had for a decade and more now. The one thing I would say about that Seike challenge, well, two things I'd say. We've had a second look and it's still hard to tell. The other thing is, why would she go down when there was such a shooting opportunity if she didn't? So maybe that foot was taken, maybe not. But either way, that was promising, and some of the best football Brighton have played. It's as narrow as they come at the moment, this Tottenham lead. 1-0 and under some duress. Maisie Simons, Brighton captain, to take. Top left corner's looking inviting. And it's right up the middle.
Yeah, no trouble there for Kopp. Straight into her hands. Power. She's trying to go for the top corner, into the into the hands. A really comfortable save for Kopp.
Aston Villa ahead at West Ham, whose troubles continue. Ian Skinner under some real pressure there. Not the only boss at the wrong end of the table, obviously, but on a Sunday that's been low on goals so far. One there in the Claret and Blue derby. McLaughlin out to Kiko Seike. Here's the newly arrived Vimberg. Approaching 3/4 done, we basically are now, and Tottenham still sharp into those challenges on the squeeze. I'd suggest that, quite apart from confidence, there's a mentality difference, and they look fitter to me this season. England down the line for Naz, just seen out by Jankovic. They're still at it, Jenna. They're up there straight away. There's not been time on the ball really for Brighton players in all positions.
No, and I think you touched on it earlier, the work rate off the ball is phenomenal this afternoon, and they definitely look 100% a lot fitter than they did last season, and they have to be fitter to be able to play this style of play. We've seen a number of times them getting the bodies up the pitch, but then they need to have that athleticism to get back and defend and get bodies behind the ball.
Kiko Seike driving, went for the pass, Adjumang, Jankovic. Now Kafaji, too intricate. They didn't pull the trigger when they might have done. Maybe they'll get a chance here. Kafaji, someone shoot. Well, she does eventually.
It's almost
like pulled it.
Yeah, the moment had passed. I thought Seike could have taken the shot on, the momentum was with her. Rosa Kavaji's taken the shot, and it's almost come off of the side of Ashley Neville's boot. Yeah, good. Brighton are looking a lot more dangerous when they're going forwards in this second half. But there, I thought Seike, she started the move. She was driving into the box. The space had opened up. Very unselfish to play in Adjumang, who had her back to goal.
Yeah, with 20 minutes to go and a deficit, I think you pull the trigger when you get the opportunity. It's not like she's not a goal scorer. Aston Villa 2 up, by the way, now. Well, how about that for ambition? An easy save. It'll count as a shot on target. Aston Villa are 2 up against West Ham and Everton. Big struggles this term, but in front against Leicester. Tottenham, another high turnover, but then cheaply given away by Sumanen. Adjumang manages to wriggle clear and buy herself just a few feet of space, and there's been precious few occasions for her to do that so far today. Kafaji will keep it in. Tired run, And for the third time, she's offside. She's got to stop doing that.
Yeah, that's frustrating for the team as well. Ajaban's done really, really well to hold up play, wait for her teammates to join, and then played the ball into the space to be offside again. It's frustrating. But yeah, she's better than that, Rosa Kapaji.
We're seeing Olga Artinen here. And I think that'll mean Beth England going up top. Olga Artinen. Oh, hang on. Maybe not, because Martha Thomas is coming on as well. It's a double change. So Artinen and Thomas on for Spurs. Spence and Tandberg off.
Yeah.
So those will actually be straight swaps, I guess, unless Beth England goes up top and Thomas sort of in behind her, or probably not.
We'll have a look how they shape up here. I think maybe Beth England will go up top now, given the shift she's put in on the wing.
A double change for Brighton as well. Carla Camacho in from Real Madrid in the summer has not been able to get a start since coming, but she does always come off the bench, has got a goal in the cup. She's on. Noordam is off. That's a straight swap, positionally speaking. And also McLaughlin off. And the summer recruit from champions Chelsea, Maëlys Mpome, who didn't really get much of a look in, mind you. It's hard to get into that team. She is on. Now, what is that? Going to be might be a change of shape at the back there, because Mpome is certainly not going to go play right back, but may well be that Rule or Hayes pops over there now. So a little bit of reshuffling for both here with 20 minutes or so to go, but the scoreline remains as it was from early. If you missed it, a really well-made goal thanks to Jess Naz, finished off by the informed Tandberg.
Looks like Thomas is going to take that number 9 and position. Beth England still sitting in.
Martha Thomas, she could use a goal. More on her shortly. Nilden. England. Bounce well judged by Hunt. Here's Naz. There's a lot of yellow in between her and the goal. Nilden in towards England. Out by Hayes, and there's a bit of room here. Fadji has come central. Suddenly, 5 on 5, if the pass is any good, which it is. Seike for 1-1. Oh, what a block. Brilliant from the youngster Koga.
So good from Koga, tracking every step there, gets across, throws her body in front of the ball. Vital block. Seike in lots of space again, and she times it perfectly. Toga gets across, tracks the run, and fantastic. But there, the space is there out on the right-hand side for Brighton. Nilden, sorry, they're getting really high up. The fullback's getting really high up, creating that space. If Brighton can continue to find Seike out there, I think that will be their best bet at getting back into this game.
That was the first time all game there was suddenly a big ocean of space in the middle of the park. Agumang suddenly turning and, oh, I'm not covered in white-shirted players all around me. They've got a corner here, Brighton, with 15 to play, plus whatever is added on. Feels entirely possible they can get themselves level here. Maybe both these sides' unbeaten runs will continue. Deep delivery into the crowd. Neville gets it out well. Camacho straight into the action. Did well. Hayes. Followed by Koga. Lively appearance yet again for Toko Koga. From Feyenoord in the summer. He's in the squad for the She Believes Cup as well.
Tottenham had a lot of competition getting that signing over the line, and what signing she's been.
England. Well, rare side of goal, if you can call it that from that distance. I was going to ask, actually, with... Obviously, Tandberg looks good and looks absolutely ready-made for that role. What does it do to Beth England's game? I know she can play 10, she's brilliant, she can probably play right back if you wanted her to, but does it take something away from the team if Beth England isn't the centre-forward?
I think last season, yes. I think this season, given the presence of Tandberg, and you've seen how quickly she's settled into this team, scoring goals from, you know, her first start. I think Beth England has so much more to offer to this team than goals. Of course, she's always going to score goals. I think her work rate is phenomenal. You know, her experience, having her on the pitch, she's so much more than that goal scorer. But now what we've got is two excellent players, almost like, you know, you've got your experienced player in Beth England and an up-and-coming, learning off of Beth England every day, on the grass every day with Beth England. So in answer to your question, I think it adds more to having Beth England and Tandberg on the pitch at the same time, I think.
She's effectively, she'll always wear 9, but she's effectively the 10.
Yeah, yeah. And I think you've seen that across the boards. You see it with Miedemar at Man City as well, you know. When you've got great players and you need to accommodate them, they're so intelligent, so versatile that they can drop in and play that 10 position.
Such a great goal scorer for a long time, a former player of the year in this division. I don't mean for Tottenham, I mean of the league. And here she is again, and going for goal again. Could have had a few more touches there, far be it from me to criticise someone of her calibre, but I'm slightly surprised she took it on from there.
Yeah, I think Ndozi was backpedaling. I think the shot needed to come earlier if she was, but yeah, that's the second time now we've seen her take the shot at distance. And the better option may have been just to play her teammate in.
Artinen getting stuck in. Sumanen 2. Carla Camacho wins the day. Pome, heavy touch. Oh, great work from Naz to feed it through. Artinen couldn't quite make it stick. Another example there. They've done that really well. I think your post-match analysis on this game, it's pretty open and shut. It's looking at how well Tottenham have got bodies around like that very quickly and pressured a good team in Brighton into giving them the ball back.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, Martin wants them to be brave. He wants them to be creative, and they're always going to make mistakes, and that's okay, as long as you can show that energy, that passion, that fight to win the ball straight back, which we've seen time and time again this afternoon. It's been out of possession, absolutely excellent from Tottenham. I don't think they'll be happy with this 1-0 scoreline, you know, it's never safe, and we've seen a few times, a few glimpses of what Brighton threats can offer going forward, and
yes, it's about as tenuous as they come. Some 1-0s are more comfortable than that, but Brighton are just continuing to cause concern. Mind you, it could be all over here. Koga! That to seal the game. But Ndozi is down, and the contest is very much still alive, and Brighton will fancy it, and Tottenham will get twitchy at having not seen it out with that. That would have capped a very lively day at the office for Toko Koga.
yeah, Ndozi excellent, a huge moment there for her. Great reaction saves. Could see Toga trying to just slot into the bottom corner. Koga, sorry, trying to slot into the bottom corner, but Ndozi was alert to it, got down really quickly and made the save. Big save for her team there to keep her team in it.
Into the final 10 we go, and it's still game on. Camacho here. Confident hit. But equally confident was Lisa Kopp that it was going wide.
Yeah, good from the substitute there. Just saw the space, driving into the space, got her head up. There was power on it, just couldn't keep it on target. We've seen it again. Just in acres of space there. Azerbaijan couldn't get the challenge in, and then Dozy was alert to it. Koja just bounces into her path, just trying to slot it in with her laces, and Dozy excellent, keeping her team still in the tie.
Sharp stop that, for sure. And the Nigerian. AFCON decorated too, of course. Kafaji. The ball was on to Seike, and now she'll wish she'd passed it.
It's on Seike again in acres of space. I think Claire Hunt did really, really well. Made Rosa Kafaji change her decision almost just by being there, breathing down her neck, and then Kafaji runs into space. But those are the moments that you've got to get right. Brighton haven't been able to. Just that last product, that last pass in the final third hasn't been good enough today.
England. Hunt. Back to Kopp. Neville. Wonder how she's feeling having come back in to start today, 83 minutes in. Probably feel it tomorrow. Hayes into midfield, but it was read by Artanen. Still found its way through to Seike. Noticeable now that Kafaji has taken on a more central role. Jankovic. Olislagas. And Pome outside her. Neville with the block. And a double ricochet. Job done for Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, Olislagas almost felt like she was waiting a year for her teammate in Pobeg to make the run beyond her, and then Ash Neville does really well, stands up, stops the cross in, being delivered in.
Brian Sorensen so badly needed a win today. But his side, who were ahead at Leicester, have equalised. The Foxes on terms, so 1-1 in that one. Getting into twitchy time now, last 6. Bit of fluid, bit of pressure. No goals still between London City Lionesses and Liverpool. Villa 2 up at West Ham, who are bottom of the table currently. And Spurs go joint second on points. Naz with a bit of a scuff, still nearly got it back.
She was just trying to find Martha Thomas in that half space. Chose to take it first time. It just got caught under her foot there, Jess Naz.
Neville with the throw. England causing any form of havoc she can with that run. Brighton have done well with an awkward ball to deal with. Was that a foul by Neville? It was on Kiko Seike.
Recovering back. This time's the challenge there. Brighton choosing to go short.
Jankovic away from Neville into Adjman, nearly, but again you see Spurs closing the ranks, the gaps to pop those little passes through just non-existent there. Naz versus Mpome, both quick, and one of them fresher than the other, having only just come on, and the young defender does get there. Well, three minutes to go, and looks like we're seeing a couple of changes here. Kiko Seike off for Brighton, and Jess Naz off there. Jenna.
Yeah, for me, I think Jess Naz, excellent, had a really tough week. But today, I think we've seen her at her best. Player of the match for me, I think, right from the off. 1v1 dominant in every opportunity she had. I think the assist for the goal was brilliant. Really, really, as I say, she's had a tough week, and such a young, exciting player. It's great to see her back at her best today, and, you know, everyone's behind her, supporting her, but more importantly, on the pitch there, what a performance and a fantastic assist.
Big goal at the south end of the table. Liverpool having a really tough time for all manner of reasons, plenty of them understandable at the moment, but they are now down late at London City Lionesses. Wow, what a scoreline there. Tottenham so close to being level with Man City in second on points. We're hearing there's only going to be 3 as things stand, minutes added. Barely seen the stoppage really in this game, so fair enough on that. And Jenna, here we're talking about 1 league win fewer than the whole of last season if Tottenham hold on to this. I mean, seriously, 4 versus 5 in the whole of last season, 4 already this term. That is incredible.
I mean, it really is, and, you know, we touched on it earlier. Martin's come in, he's not made too many signings, but the 2 signings he has made, that the club have made, sorry, have been absolutely huge. Koga at the back, last season defensively so vulnerable. She's really tightened it up there, real exciting young player. And then at the front, Tandberg, struggling for goals last season. She comes in and makes it look really easy. So you've got to give credit to Martin and this group of players, because I think they went through hell last season and they've really come out the other side. They look together, they look confident, and they're really exciting to watch now, which is great for the fans and a really exciting time for the women's side of the club.
Bump from Kafaji and spotted as we hit stoppage time. 3 minutes minimum for Tottenham to see out a 4th league win of the season. West Ham and Liverpool the bottom 2 as things stand. Leicester and Everton only just above. That's good from England, isn't it always? There's the cutback. Thomas nearly got there, and Poma nearly fouled her.
Yeah, Beth England did really well in the dying minutes, still running, creating opportunities. Trying to cut it back to Martha Thomas. It was a little bit behind her.
Nilden carded for that. She'll take that if it helps stop the flow.
Yeah, you take that. Wasn't too much in it, I think.
I think it might have been the delaying afterwards that got her the caution. His rule back to Mpome. Can Brighton nick it? A point right at the end here. Ajimang in the middle. Not really given her much of a chance today in terms of shooting. Seike's had a decent opportunity.
Yeah, I think Ajimang, she's had to do a lot of work off the ball. She's been dropping in deep to try and help her team. And, you know, when you've got a player like that, you want her staying high, you want her in the box, causing threats to the defence, but she's not been able to do that. She's not really had any service either from those wide areas, which is why they've been so successful. So, yeah, frustrating afternoon for Ajimang.
Bex Rayner it was who came on for Kiko Seike in that wide area on the Brighton right. I'd imagine Lisa Kopp would have expected to be far busier today than she has been. 92 minutes in, couple of fairly minor saves. Back out by Mpome. If Tottenham keep the ball here, they should be in the clear. Easier said than done. Four of Tottenham's 5 league wins last season were at home. Largely in the first half of the campaign. One of many problems last term was being shut out so often. Means you've got to keep a clean sheet just to get a point. In fact, they've not been prolific this term, but they have scored in every game. Just find minimum 1 in all games. That is one of many things that is so very much upward for them. England has left it. Nicely done. And having just come on, Charlie Grant galloping up there. Job done again for the rapidly improving Tottenham Hotspur. Martin Ho with the Midas touch again here. So too Katinka Tandberg, the only goal of this game, her 3rd already. And Spurs on points, a joint 2nd, having already won 4 league games this season. Jenna Skilacci.
Wow, I mean, how huge those 3 points are now for this team. The confidence, look at them celebrating. They deserve it. They've been excellent so far. From the start of the season, they've been absolutely excellent. Obviously, the dip against Man City, but these are the games they want to be winning to be able to catch that pack above them. At the end of the season, these points will be huge. But yeah, fully deserved. I thought they were fantastic. Off the ball, though, the work rate, the desire, the desire to get back, to get bodies in front, behind the ball, throwing their bodies on the line, tightening up at the back. That's what this team needed. And we're seeing it in every action. You know, they're being brave on the ball. They might lose the ball, but within 2-3 seconds, they've got that ball back. And that is the difference between Tottenham Hotspur this season and Tottenham Hotspur last season.
Absolutely. Dario Vidicic there may feel that things could have been different had he got the early penalty, potentially even a red card, and you'd have some sympathy with that viewpoint, but there was a lot of football, a lot of time after that, and his side didn't really create a lot. And Spurs worked hard, got their goal, and held on again. Another clean sheet and another victory. Tottenham 1, Brighton 0. Well, the mood, as contrasting as it could have been from last term, and you've got to enjoy these moments when they're coming, because you know you don't have a month where you win everything all that often, unless probably a Chelsea in this league. So one hopes that they are enjoying it, Jenna, and one suspects that they are. There's certainly a lot of smiles on those faces.
Absolutely, and they'll know it's a long season ahead, but like you say, you've got to enjoy these moments. And given the season they had last season and the short amount of time they've had with Martin, and for him to be able to implement his style of play and get this group of players back together again, fighting for the badge, it's phenomenal what they've achieved early on in this season. So yeah, they'll be looking to build from this and carry it on and be consistent throughout the rest of the season. But yeah, still early days, but they can be pleased with how they've performed today.
Certainly will, that's for sure. Let's take a look at some of the main moments from this game then. And this, a controversial one. Could have been a pen and a red card, that. Koga on Jankovic.
Yeah, Koga, the slip there, and then just flies onto the ball to stop Brighton continuing the attack.
Well, the referee, Ryan Atkin, was right up there. He had a great view. Aside from that, and I'm aware that is a pretty big if and but aside from that, Tottenham were much the better side. Really bright in a lot of ways, and this goal here was fantastic. Naz into Holt and back again. That's a great way to pass. This, absolute precision perfection on a plate for the new striker, Katinka Tandberg.
Yeah, beautiful goal. Great link up from Naz and Holt out on the left-hand side. And as you said, the delivery, inch perfect. Lovely little weight of pass here from Holt, and Jess Naz gets her head up, whizzes the ball across the 6-yard box, and Tandberg again at the back post, hungry, ready to fire the ball home.
3 in 4 for the new Swedish forward, Martin Ho, with that magic touch. At the end of the first half, there was a little spell of Brighton pressure, and this chance, that was the first save Lisa Kopp had to make. It came from defender Rachel McLaughlin.
Yeah, nearly a scare before half-time for Tottenham there, and McLaughlin does well to get in a position to be able to execute this, but there's no power on it, and Lisa Kopp is there to make the save.
Really didn't have much to do. This was a lovely hit from Sumanen, beaten out by Chamaka Ndozi.
Yeah, the power on the shot. Sumanen drives it through the wall, and Ndozi does really well to get across her line, make the save and parry it out.
Well, the fact that Maisie Simons free kick makes it into Brighton's nearly moments tells you that they really didn't threaten Lisa Kopp too much. Brighton 1-0 was enough for them last weekend when they beat Everton. They couldn't find a way through here. Vinberg delivering this one in, and the bounce found its all the way to Koga there, who could have made it safe.
Yeah, bounces into her path there. Just trying to squeeze it underneath Ndozi, but Ndozi does really well. Great reaction save, gets down early and makes the save.
Martin Ho's golden start continues. Penalty shootout win in a League Cup tie. 4 league wins already. 1 point behind Chelsea, who they play next weekend. Top of the table clash, Jenna.
Yeah, unbelievable. They'll go into it full of confidence now. You know, I think they know on the day that they're capable of beating anyone. They've got the quality there. Everybody knows their role on that team, and you know they're exciting to play there. They can hurt teams this season.
Then there's an international break following that. And we can hear from the player of the match now, Jessica Naz.
Jess, it's great to be able to speak to you. Some performance today, some performance this season as well. Of course, you're happy to get the 3 points. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, I think we put in a big shift. I think first half especially, we played really well, created chances. Yeah, and I'm just happy that Tinker could get at the back of my cross here.
Talk to me about this season so far. You've got a smile on your face. Coming in here today, everyone, it felt like, had a smile on their faces as well. Talk to me about just that feeling that's in the air at Tottenham Hotspur this season.
Yeah, I think we started the season really well. I think we've been playing really good football. And I think just being able to get results, I think that's the main thing. I think sometimes last season we would play really well and not get results. So I think getting a balance of both, and also defending for our lives when we need to. So I think we've been playing really well both sides of the games.
It's so difficult at times to disrupt that top four, let's say, when it comes to the WSL, but it seems like you guys this season, you're managing to do that.
Yeah, I think we take it game by game, reflect on things we need to work on, and then try push into the next game, and you can see that every game we're getting better and better, so I think we can just keep working hard and, yeah.
You talked about not just attacking and enjoying that, but defending for your lives as well. It feels like this squad, you're all together, even the players that are coming off the bench as well. You all got a job to do, and you all give 100% every time.
Yeah, we know that we've got players on the bench and people that start. We're a whole squad, so we know that we need everyone to get through the game. And the players that come on give us that fresh legs to keep on and hold out the score. So, yeah, it's really good.
Well, last one from me. I've got to say congratulations. You are the Barclays WSL Player of the Match. Well done. An assist today. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
Oh, excellent to see Jess Naz smiling. And, well, she might. After a tough week or so, but an excellent performance from her. More shots and more on target from Spurs today, but look at those interceptions. That tells you plenty. And block crosses as well. 50-50 in the air. Accuracy on the pass, pretty level. Those are the full-time numbers, but the only one that counts is the one at the top. So we've had 4 games this WSL Sunday. I'm sure you already know that top 2 met in a 1-1, Man United and Chelsea. Man City late winners over Arsenal yesterday, and today Leicester were trailing at home to Everton but got a late leveller. And speaking of late, London City Lionesses won it late at home to Liverpool, who are really struggling this term, and Aston Villa won away to West Ham, who are struggling even more. So this is what the table looks like, and next weekend brings Chelsea against Tottenham Hotspur, only a point apart. And look where Arsenal are, already 5 points off the pace. West Ham and Liverpool at the bottom of the table, both without a point. So Tottenham win again, 4 points above Arsenal, 1 off the champions Chelsea. They've already won 4 times this season in the WSL. High times indeed. And they've ended Brighton's run here by a 1-0 from Jenna Schillaci and Ben Andrews. It's goodbye.